Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and this is Beyond the Soundbite, where every Monday morning I go live and talk to you about what's been going on with U.S. immigration. And today is January 4th, so Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful time celebrating, a wonderful and safe time celebrating. So Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And we are back again with Beyond the Soundbite. So I took a couple weeks off to recharge and renew over the holidays. But of course, immigration didn't stop. So we've got a couple things we got to dig into today. So let's get started. The first thing is the current White House administration has extended travel bans, is still restricting individuals from coming into the United States. And he has done so with an expiration date of this extension that goes to March, which is curious because the president-elect Biden will be sworn in at the end of February. So at the soonest opportunity, which would be in January, at the end of January, when President-elect Biden gets sworn in, he will have an opportunity to take a look at all of the current travel bans impacting individuals from all over the world and decide, most likely in the first 100 days of his administration, what he wants to do with those travel bans. But as of right now, on paper, the current White House administration has indeed extended our travel bans until the end of March. But as we know, a new president will be sworn in January, so we will take yet another wait-and-see approach on this. So hopefully it won't be much longer before we can revive some of those applications and get some folks back into the consulates and get those applications moving forward and get people here and in the U.S. The second thing I want to talk about today are significant delays in receipt notices. We now have confirmation, something that we already knew, but we now have confirmation from the Immigration Service. They have said that because there has been a significant uptick in the number of applications filed with their lockboxes, coupled with the pandemic and lower in-person staffing levels, that they are experiencing a significant delay in getting out receipt notices. We are seeing 30 days and sometimes beyond 30 days to get our receipt notices. But again, we are monitoring that situation. So if you are waiting on your receipt notices and you are filed at the lockbox, that is why. Common applications that are filed with the lockbox are the I-140, which is part of the employment-based green card application process, as well as the I-485, which is the adjustment of status application, which is also part of the green card process. So if you are an employer or an employee, you have filed the I-140 or the 485 with the lockbox and you haven't gotten your receipt notice yet, all I can do is tell you to be patient at this point. The Immigration Service is taking around 30 days or more to get those receipt notices out to us. If it goes beyond that, we can certainly start making some phone calls and start making some inquiries. But right now, it's taken just about 30 days. The next thing I want to talk about, we had talked about this a little while ago. New biometrics potentially coming out. Last time I talked about this, I let y'all know that the rule had been sent over, the rule was sort of winding its way through the process. This new biometric rule is still winding its way through the process. We're not sure whether or not the current White House administration is going to push to get it published and final by the end of their administration, at the end of January. But as a reminder, if it does go final, this new biometric rule will be taking more biometrics of U.S. citizens who are sponsoring individuals for green card applications, and it will also be looking to take iris scans and use more facial recognition as part of the biometrics for the foreign national applicants. So that rule is still winding its way through the system. I didn't want you all to forget about it. So we'll just have to see if the White House administration, the current White House administration, makes a push to get that rule published before the end of their administration. So we don't know. Way back when, back in March, it seems like the longest, shortest year ever was 2020, but way back in March of last year, the Immigration Service recognized that because of the pandemic, it was going to be challenging for everyone involved to respond to requests for additional evidence, notice of intent to deny, notice of intent to revoke, file appeal requests. So they have been giving us extra time since then. They have extended that time that they are going to allow us to have. It's still going to be basically 60 days from the due date. For some things, it will be 60 days from the date of the decision. So that's an important distinction that we have there. But they are now including those requests that are dated up through and including January 31st of 2021. So we still have extra time to respond on those requests and decisions that are dated through and including January 31st of this year. So that is wonderful news. If we need to get documents from overseas, it's been a bit of a challenge and it's generally taking longer. Also, if we need to get documents here in the US, if we need to get court documents, the courthouses in many places are working on very limited operating staff. So those documents are taking a much longer time. Records of birth and divorce that, they're just taking longer to get. So I think it's great that the Immigration Service has recognized this and has extended this flexibility for us. Next up, FOIA requests. That is when we file to request a copy of our application with USCIS. Usually, these applications may take about 30 days, 60 days until we have a full copy of the file. Some of the file may be redacted, but it doesn't generally take that long. We are now seeing months upon months upon months to get copies of files from the Immigration Service. And so again, they have said that they are backlogged and they were doing the best that they can. Some folks disagreed with that assertion and went to federal court over it. And essentially, USCIS and now ICE as well, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they are mandated to now work through their backlog of FOIA requests slightly more expeditiously than they have been doing so. So hopefully we will see that log jam come to an end very soon, where we can get our clients' prior files and use those as part of our strategy. Sometimes that's a very important piece of the strategy when working with clients, and not being able to get those files has definitely slowed down processing for some individuals. Let's now talk about the US border with Canada and Mexico. The land border has essentially been closed since about March-ish. Again, longest, shortest year, 2020. Basically been closed since about March, and it remains closed. The land borders, let me clarify, the land borders have pretty much been closed between the US and Canada and the US and Mexico for non-essential travel. So what we're not going to do is get in the car and think that we're going to just hop across either one of these borders for a vacation. They are still closed. They have extended the closure until January 21st. They look at this, all three governments take a look at this roughly every 30 days, and they have remained closed to non-essential travel. So if you are looking to go visit relatives, go on a mini vacation and drive across the border, that is not going to happen. If you are looking to drive across the border for employment purposes, you have a much better shot of them letting you cross the border. And the reason they are doing that is because the COVID-19 numbers are not going in the direction that all three governments would like to see them going, and we're trying to limit the spread of the virus from country to country. So Mexico, Canada, US land borders still on a bit of lockdown. We had talked significantly over the past couple of months about UScis fees and the new fee rule that they published and got a lot of comment on. Folks took them to federal court over this fee rule. And the latest happening in the fee rule is that it is on hold, and it looks like it will be on hold for quite some time longer. The past couple of weeks, the Department of Justice, in a curious move, we weren't quite expecting this, but we're pretty happy about it, voluntarily moved to dismiss their appeal of the judge's ruling in the fee case. So for right now, the fee rule remains inactive, stalled, not being implemented. So we are still working under our current fee schedule. Remember, however, this does not include the premium processing fee increase. That fee increase was part of a different rule, has gone through and has been implemented, and our premium processing fee is now more. So all other fees that the government was looking to increase, that increase is now stalled, big time stalled, which is great. So if you are still on the fence about getting your application filed or having a conversation with someone about getting your application filed, I still think at some point they are going to raise the fees. That is what the Immigration Service does. They are a fee-based agency, which means the agency runs and operates based on the fees. So at some point, I fully believe these fees are going up. We just don't know when. And we don't exactly know why the DHS or why the DOJ decided not to move forward with this particular piece of litigation. So we will see. Next up, there's been a bit of a glitch in the immigration system. We're not quite sure what's going on, but I've spoken with colleagues across the country, and our clients are getting multiple biometrics notices. In some cases, we're getting a biometrics notice after the benefit has been approved. So after someone has already been approved for and received their employment authorization document or their travel permission, in some cases their green cards, they are getting a second biometric notice. This is indeed a glitch in the system. What I have been telling my clients is we have been taking a very conservative approach, and my clients have been going to and attending the second biometrics notice. The second biometrics appointment. That is such low-hanging and easy fruit for the Immigration Service to then pump out a denial notice that we then have to fight on the back end and try to explain to them, hey, you've already approved this, what's happening? So instead of going through all of that and all of that drama, which I think is wholly unnecessary, we have taken a very conservative approach in my firm, and we are advising our clients to just simply attend the second biometrics notice or the second biometric appointment. So far, we've not had any issues with that. That is the approach that our firm is taking. I just think it's just too easy to go to a second biometrics appointment rather than fighting an erroneous denial on the back end. So the last thing I wanted to talk to y'all about today, I'm getting this question quite a bit now from my clients and from non-clients on my various social media handles, is what's going on with green card interviews? Are the local offices open? Are they processing these applications? Are interviews being granted? Are they being rescheduled? Are they being scheduled for new filings? So here we go. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. We all know that. We listen to the news. We get those reports every day. The Immigration Service is taking the utmost caution when it comes to rescheduling and scheduling green card appointments and interviews at the local offices. We do not want to put the officers at any more risk than they need to be. They are appearing in person for these interviews. So that said, there are definitely fewer green card applications, fewer green card interviews, and fewer interviews in general, fewer in-person appointments being scheduled right now at local offices. That is simply to be expected, given that we are in the middle of a pandemic. That said, however, green card interviews specifically are being scheduled. But we are going to have to be patient as they are rolling out the scheduling of these applications. So much goes into getting these interviews scheduled. They want to make sure they have the physical file. They want to make sure that the file is basically complete before they have people come into the office. And previously it was about efficiency. Now it is about efficiency and health. So we've just got to be a little bit patient. I know no one ever really wants to hear that, but we're still in the middle of a pandemic and we've just got to be patient. The fact that they're open and still processing and having people come in, allowing attorneys to appear telephonically, they have been incredibly flexible with us. So we, in turn, need to be flexible with them on this issue. So that is really what's been going on with immigration. Again, always something going on, and I am always here to talk with you about it. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. I help clients navigate the immigration system. So whether you are a business owner, an employee, someone that would like to sponsor your family member, feel free to give our office a call. We can set you up with a consultation and get you to reach your immigration goals. You can reach our office at 954-903-1337. And if you would like to be included on our email newsletter, if email is your thing, then feel free to either DM me your email address and I can get you added, or you can just pop it in the comments. And if you have any comments or questions, you want to pop those in the comment section, feel free. I do monitor them. If this has been helpful for you, click like, click share, send it to someone. Sharing is caring. Have a wonderful week. Again, Happy New Year. And this is Carol Williams, Williams Immigration, and this is Beyond the Soundbite. We're here every Monday morning. Bye.